Right.
Because and it sounds sad, but it's human nature, and that's who we are, and like, so rather than making $500,000 within let's just say 2 years, you might settle down for a job that pays just 40,000,
Yeah.
and you might knowingly, I think a lot of people knowingly make that call, just because they don't want. It might not be a bad thing either. It might be what's right for them, because what let's just say they go for that business, and they know that they're gonna make $500,000. They're gonna put the effort in, but it brings them a lot of stress, and they die. They lose half their lifetime or whatever. Versus they take the other job, they can no stress, way less stressful, not barely getting by, but whatever, you're living. And at the same time, for some people, that's stressful. They can't have that. They need that. They need that money.
Yeah.
So everybody's different. It's not a lot of people that don't make a lot of money out there. It's not that they don't want to, or they can't. It's just that they don't want to.
Who would you recommend to look further into starting their own business? If you can give advice to people.
Dude, I don't know, because what do you mean?
Who would you recommend this? Hey, you know what? Maybe you should think about starting your own business.
Oh, who would I? Like, I can't answer that, because like I just started mine, and like I'm very so new to it, to the point where like I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it's going. So like rightfully, like I shouldn't be advising anybody on that. So like
You're not
like
deep enough.
I'm not anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally just scratching it. But at the same time, the only thing I can say, like I like being independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Well, I don't know exactly what you're saying, but I kind of have an idea, because for the last month, I told you I had this idea about starting a business, because I love cars.
Yeah.
I always loved cars, and I'm like, what if I took old muscle cars, fix them up a little bit, and sell them for a little bit of profit? You know what I'm saying? So I started doing that recently. I did so much research, and finally I pulled the trigger on something. It's like I don't think I've told you that. So this is what I got. So I bought a 1985
Was that a Chevy?
IROC Camaro Z28.
Okay. Camaros are made by Chevy, right?
Yes, yeah, Camaro and Chevy. It was I don't know if there was a cheaper car that you can buy, complete as is. It wasn't working. It wasn't starting. I don't know what the problem was, But I towed it to the mechanics. They fixed it for me. And at this point, if I sell it, I could still make a little bit of profit. I'm still gonna paint it. I'm still gonna do more work to see what's the maximum profit you can make without being too greedy. You know what I'm saying? I think when people get too greedy, that's when you want to leave a little bit of meat on the bone for people who buy the cars. Like, hey, maybe later on I could sell it, and but
1985. That's 35 years ago.
And it stars up just like a new car right now, dude. They put a new gas tank, a new fuel pump, a new this, a new that, and I'm still in the green. I can sell it right now and make like $300 in profit easily. So
it's one of those cars.
I did so much research for this, though. That's the one thing you don't see.
I can admit, yeah.
A lot, like days of research, dude. Like hours, just non-computer, non-stop. Where's the car? And I found the car. Oh my gosh, it was like I literally thought I was gonna die. Either I'm gonna be the owner of a Camaro or I'm gonna die when I got the car. That's exactly what happened. So in the afternoon, the guy finally told me where the address is, right? And the address is in Garfield Park. I don't know if you know, in Chicago.
Yeah, South Side.
Garfield Park, West Side.
Right.
And man, it's a rough area over there. It was in some kind of warehouse thing. I get there, Yeah, it looks sketchy. It looked really sketchy. Finally, I knocked on the door and the garage door opened. I was like, oh. And then here's this old Polish guy. And he had like he literally had like a garage filled with muscle cars. He was like moving to Indiana. He just wanted to unload them.
Okay. So
So he wanted to sell them quick, you know? And I got this car for a steal, dude.
how much did you get it for?
$1,000.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So it runs?
It runs, yeah.
Nice.
But I'm gonna fix it up, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
fix it up so nice.
You might get. I mean, so I was just thinking about it. So the car's 35 years old because it's from 1985.
Yeah,
I mean, we grew up in the 90s.
yeah.
So back
It's
in
a
the day-
beautiful car, dude.
Yeah. So car from 1985
Yeah,
was like for people in the 90s when we grew up, a car from the 60s
oh,
where
dude, it's
you know
it hits
we're
the
50.
spot.
Yeah.
You look at it and it brings you back to like
Right.
you're like, man, you know, I would have been the man if I had this car.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the car was there, and I didn't get shot. I didn't die, and that guy was leaving because there was so much crime in that area. It was really sad. He's been there for 15 years. Things aren't getting better, so he's like, we got robbed already. You know, this is not good. I have to move. I can't be in this area anymore.
Right.
I was really sad, but you know, anyway, that's the story of that car.
Yeah.
I took a risk.
Yeah.
I took a risk and I went to get it. I bought it, and I took a risk to get it fixed. It's fixed, and I'm just gonna do another couple things here and hopefully make some money on it, man.
Yeah.
I like that idea of doing something you like and making a little bit of money on it. It's nice. You know,
You should.
it's a nice feeling. You know,
Yeah.
the business idea is,
No, see where it
but
goes.
the risk is there.
Yeah.
It's nothing like a job, because a job, you go there, you're gonna get paid.
You get paid.
You don't know if things are gonna go south. You know, in a business.
I mean, it's like, you know, most businesses, when you do something to make profit, majority of the time you're gonna fail, and
Yeah,
not, you know, but it's how you deal with that. That's gonna determine what you do next. You know, if you do something and if it fails, that's fine, but don't let that determine who you are.
yeah,
You know, it's not you that failed; it's the business that failed. You know, but, so most of the time we don't differentiate that. People don't differentiate that. You know, they associate the failure within themselves.
Mhm.
You know, separate it.
Yeah.
You tried something,
Makes
it didn't
sense.
work. You know, it might be just a product, or
Yeah.
it might have to do with the fact that you didn't run it well. It could be, you know, most of the time it's your fault, but accept the fault, accept the failure, move on, go to something else.
yeah,
If that fails, same thing there. But I think a lot of people they take that failure and they put it in their psyche somewhere, in their
Yeah.
subconscious, and you know,
Hey man, some losses are really bad.
it is really bad.
I took a really bad loss when I was 21.
Mhm.
I had just moved out, literally like months. I'd moved out, and I got involved with one of those companies, the .com companies. They call them the pyramid schemes,
Mhm.
right? So this company, what it was what they were saying. This company sells internet service like dial-up, right, or DSL coming up at the time. And what they're going to do is, like, for every client you get, let's say you're my client, and you get the internet service. Anything you buy online, I will get a percentage of the profit. Like, let's say you buy $100, then I get 1 penny out of every $100 you spend.
Yeah, that's nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the
a penny, or
idea.
you mean more? Like maybe like 10.
Well, you know what I mean. That
Yeah.
was the idea.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what, dude? If you get, let's say, if you work your butt off and you get like 10,000 people, in 10 years to come under you, once they start shopping online, because at that time, that was the future. People were not shopping online. It was a lot of stigma, like, oh, what if somebody steals
Right.
your credit card?
Right.
This is in 2001, dude.
Right.
And that's when the .com bubble burst, and that company ended up falling. and I had spent like $3,000 on, building my business with them. Dude, it hurts so much.
That's nice.
It took me down for I think I got depressed after that, dude. I involved a friend of mine too. My friend Eddie, he invested too, but I invested a lot, dude, and that took me like. That's what happened to me. I didn't take it like, you know what? I took a risk. Now I need to move on. It was hard for me to move on, but I took that risk. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you took the risk, and you learned from it.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, if you didn't take that risk, you would have no idea as to how what you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to take those risks sometimes. It's okay. I mean, it's part of life. It's just living. It's like because at the same time you don't want to take stupid risks either. You don't want to be stupid. Obviously, you want to learn from your mistakes and do it better the next time. You want to live life, and it's gambling.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's gambling. I think any business is gambling.
Yeah. I mean, we gamble every day.
Yeah.
With our life, we just don't realize it.
That's true.
Let's just say you're running the red light. Not the red light, but you're, it's
yellow light.
It's yellow, and I mean, the risks are really low. They're gonna get hit, but there's a slight chance.
Yeah.
So you're gambling, right? So we do it all the time. That's life itself, and at the same time, just by doing so, taking that small slight risk, you save some time. Not that it's advised, but you did. So that also determines what type of person you are too. If you're going to be more aggressive, or if you just, and obviously the older we get, we're gonna most of us will run fewer and fewer red lights.
Man, you've done a lot of driving. How many rides did you do so far?
I think
with Lyft and Uber.
I think with Lyft I've done like 5,000. The most. With Uber I've done like 3,000.
Wow.
And I started driving with both of them in 2013, I want to say. Yeah, end of 2013.
You got me beat. I've done like 7,000 rides with Uber and Lyft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have it beat by
1,000.
1,000 or 1,500. Yeah. Man,
it's a lot of driving, dude.
It's a lot of driving, yeah. Yes, I started. I started driving in 2013 with Lyft, and it was fun.
I remember. I think we were trying to use Mike's car. You remember that 2-door Civic he had?
Oh, you were trying to. I never.
Oh man, I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of people bought new cars just to try it out. They bought 2-door cars.
My cousin bought a new Caravan.
Yeah.
They screwed him on the interest.
Right.
I think he was paying like $600 a month, bro.
Oh, okay.
Just for a minivan.
Oh, okay. It's funny. Like I started Lyft in end of 2013, and on Lyft their motto was you got to be friendly and talk to everybody and
fist bump,
and and then they try. They try.
I like the concept. It seemed friendly.
It was friendly. Yeah, it was friendlier, and it was like, don't make it seem like you're just another driver.
Right.
Because they get it like 90% of people, they do it after work, they do it part time, so it's just about picking up your buddy and So it was everybody's head in the front seat. I enjoy that, and then you talk to them, different things. They kind of let you in on their life and what they're doing that day. Sometimes it was annoying. A lot of times it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. 6 months later, I signed up for Uber because most people do both.
Yeah.
It's but with Lyft, you're rating to. A lot of times it's dependent on how good you have a conversation with somebody, right? So these customers, first of all, they went to the back of the car. I was kind of weirded out by that. Like, why are they sitting in the back? And not only that, I'm talking to them. Like, hey guys, how's your day going? Yeah, mine was great. I just got out of my day job. I'm in here now, picking up you guys, man. How you doing? And I'm like. And I'm like, how come you guys are not responding to me? You guys
the customers are not responding.
Yeah,
unless they don't want to talk.
Yeah, well, it's Uber. This is back in the days, not right now.
Yeah.
Lyft is what Lyft is Uber now. You know, they're both the same, but before it was different. The customers that both companies had were different. You know, like with Uber, it was more just business.
Yeah.
With Lyft, it was more
Relationships, more like
it was
stories.
It was just
But
I
I
like
like
that,
that, man.
yeah.
I like that because most of the people from Lyft would always ask me for stories. Hey, do you have any stories? This and that. So I would like give them stories. You know, I don't think I have like the craziest stories or anything like that. What's the longest trip you took?
I don't know, Chicago to Elgin, I think.
Elgin? That's it?
Yeah,
That's not even far.
that's not really far now. And never done anything really long.
I did midnight. I was about to go home.
Mm-hmm.
I had already made like my $120. I was like, I'm ready to go home. I'm done. I get a ride from the airport, and this Chinese kid, you know, he's going to school. I'm like, okay, where are you going to school? Lafayette University.
Mm.
And I'm like, where's that? It's like Indiana. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
With no traffic.
Right.
It was 2.5 hours away, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so far away. But then I thought about it. I'm like, if I take him, I'll make enough for a whole day,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to work tomorrow. So I took him. You know, that's fine. It was a long ride though, 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
and it was at midnight. By the time I got there, it was 2:30, 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming back, and it started raining really hard. And the GPS tells me to take 20 miles this way,
Mm-hmm.
and then get on the expressway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know my area over there, dude. Right? So I followed GPS.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 20 miles on dirt roads, country roads, with cornfields everywhere. 20 miles of that, dude, in the middle of the rain. At 3 in the morning, dude, 3:30 in the morning. I wasn't afraid, dude. I was just like, something's going to happen.
Right.
I'm not going to make it from this. I don't know. You know? Nothing happened. But that GPS, dude, that was an interesting ride.
Mm.
A lot of people would have found it scary. I'm fine with country roads, but I could see why it gets scary. You're in the middle of nowhere, nothing but cornfields.
And you're not used to that environment either. You know?
Exactly.
You're a city boy.
used to cities, buildings and concrete.
When I started Lyft, it was end of 2013. That's when we got hit with the polar vortex. Like, and all that
I remember
snow.
that, yeah.
It's one of the worst winters we ever had.
I remember that winter.
So one of the good things that I got out of it is rather than staying home that whole winter, which my body probably would have appreciated more, but you get to see, the environment, how fucking crazy Chicago, how dangerous it can be in the wintertime. If the winter is harsh, it's pretty bad here.
Yeah.
You can get, we had below 50 at one time, 2 feet of snow, and I don't know, so I'm somebody who likes, people complain about the weather all the time. I don't. You're gonna have different type of weather. You're gonna have, you want extreme, you want rain, you want snow. It's if you don't have it, then the crops are not gonna grow right, and you're gonna have issues. So just learn to appreciate it.
About that, yeah.
It's. Do you want every day to be sunny and perfect 70 day? You can have that, but then what? You get to water your lawn every day because it's not getting any natural water.
Well, you like Texas a lot.
I don't like Texas.
You don't like Texas?
No.
I like Texas.
I like the way the state is governed. I like the politics of it. It's Texas. For me, I'm somebody. I like the outdoors. I do a lot. I do a fair amount of hiking, and it's good for fishing. I think Texas, but the weather is too hot. It's really hot. It's really dry. The trees don't get that tall over there. I don't know why. I mean, at least in
Not enough water?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
I bet you it's the water, because if you go to Oregon, those trees are so high because there's so much humidity.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe you're right about that. I don't know what it is, but it's just too hot and dry. You see a lot of empty fields. it's for me. That's not the type of environment that I like to be in. You know,
Why do you want to move there then?
because of the politics, because of the laws, no state tax. You know, there's a lot of basically a lot of companies are moving into Texas. A ton
Houston,
of,
right?
Houston, Dallas, all over the place. Austin, Texas, Arizona, all those most of the southern
You're
states.
right. Indeed moved to Austin.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
mean Tesla might move to Texas.
No way.
Joe Rogan might end up moving to Texas. You know.
He did say that.
Yeah, he did say that.
Wow, you're
So
right.
we get all these states like California and New York, and you know those
They're
places.
getting out of control, man.
Yeah, I mean
Too much.
they're ideal places to live in the sense that it's a big city. You're not gonna get bored. There's always something to do, but at the same time, it's just like you don't have any money left, you know, unless you're making a ton of money.
Right.
But what Texas does is you get all these companies moving out there, and it's growing. To the point where for you to find a job, it's easier than a lot of other places, and at the same time, you're taxed less, which means everything else costs less.
Mm.
For
I didn't think about that.
yeah, you just
So
have
things cost less in Texas?
things cost less in Texas. Yeah, so
Oh,
I mean,
right.
let's just say if it costs more money to bring something into your state, you know, or out of it, then that product, you know, anything that you're taxed on, you're gonna get taxed more. You know, that's why with property taxes, let's just say you buy a house, and then you pay, I don't know, $10,000 in property tax. That's average here in the suburbs. Which means even if let's just say you're renting that house or an apartment building,
Right.
you know, the landlord, he might have paid off that property, but you're basically paying off his profit and the taxes. You know, even though he has to pay the taxes, he's going to put that tax on you because why it's not.
Right.
You
If
know,
taxes go up, then
yeah.
your rent goes up.
Your rent goes up. So it's
Yeah.
the same thing. So basically, you know, and property taxes, most of it pays for schools, K through, 12, pretty much kindergarten to, senior years in high school. Community college, I don't know. I mean, it's you paying for it, but very low amount. But so basically, let's just say if you buy a house in the suburbs or in the city, whatever, you're paying for, especially if you don't have children, you're paying for somebody else's children to go to school, to get
Yeah.
educated
You are.
all your life. You know what? When
Definitely. You know what? I never thought about that. You definitely are.
you are, right?
Shouldn't you get some kind of waiver if you don't have kids?
I mean, that would be ideal, but think about it this way, like, I mean, it's not like your kid's going to be in school forever.
Right.
That'll make them some pretty dumb kids. But, let's just say, they do K through 12 within the 12 years. Then, fine, maybe paying $10,000 a month for them. So not just one kid, maybe two or three, might make sense. But at the same time, imagine if you get to keep that money, right? That would honestly mean there will be more home buyers.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you buy a house that costs $300,000 with down payment, so it's 20%, your monthly in Chicago might be around $2,000 a month, I think. Okay,
Easily.
easily, right? But $800 of that $2,000 might be going to property taxes. Imagine if you only had to pay $1,200 per rent.
That would be nice.
That'd be affordable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't have children, they're not worried about it. If you do have children, that extra
It's
$800.
fair. It's totally fair that you have to pay more.
Yeah, then
Absolutely.
you know what? Forget about property taxes.
Yeah.
You can send your kids to private school, which is even better.
Yeah.
So
It opens up the option.
yeah, you have
Yeah.
way more options.
Yeah.
So why not? So which means we're gonna have
Yeah.
a more educated society,
Yeah.
better educated society.
That's a good way to think about
So it doesn't mean that there will be fewer kids educated. No, it just means like we're all paying for it somehow, one way or another. Why not just give people more options
Yeah.
as to how their kids are? Hey, maybe you want to homeschool your kid till they're in 8th grade or something, and then send them to school. Whatever. There's multiple ways to make it work. So that also means, only one person has to work. 2% doesn't have to work.
Right.
One person gets to stay home. The man or the woman doesn't matter. Whatever.
Yeah.
One person, whoever makes the most money, they work. The other person gets to stay home.
Yeah.
Just because of all these taxes, you're forced to put more hours
Yeah, man.
of labor out there.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, man. I've driven to a lot of states. I've driven all the way to New York State. I've driven through all the way down to Texas. So I passed Missouri, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Illinois is that much special. Why are we paying so much in taxes when other states are not?
Yeah.
And they're not much different than us. Where's that money going to? I always, it's a struggle, man, because it's like, why are we getting sucked dry in so much money and we don't really see much for it?
Yeah, I mean, the money is going to the city, city employees that are getting retired. We're paying for their pension, So the bigger you grow government, the more employees you're going to have, under that are government workers. And obviously you get, just like Social Security, you got to take care of them too. So they're going to get pension and they got to pay for that. So that comes out of your taxes. But also on top of that, like if you don't want to be really independent, well, let's just say if you really don't want to work a lot, your best option is to live in a blue state like Illinois, like California, like New York. Right? You stay here, you can have a minimum. You can get a job paying minimum wage. You can get assistance. You can get Section 8 housing, meaning you can get an apartment that where you might have to pay $1,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment, but you might only be paying $100 because the government pays the rest. So the government's paying for the rest of it, but it comes out of somebody else's tax money. So for a lot of people, there's people that might be retired, that might be older, that might need Section 8 housing, that might need that.
I see what you mean. So some people do benefit from it.
Some people do benefit from it. But most people, I mean, I don't know the stats, but I'm just going to say most people take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Because we see it.
I think so.
And it's just a waste of money. So, so on your younger days, look at it this way. Like, what do people do? Like, you work hard, and people in the northern part of the country, New York, Chicago, they work hard, and then when they're retired, they go to Florida. They go to the southern states, right? Maybe we should do the opposite. When you're young, go to the southern states because you're going to work hard.
That makes sense.
Work hard, make the money. But when you want to retire, go to a blue state.
A blue state and collect more benefits.
More. Yeah. Why go to Florida? No. Work in Florida when you're young, make the money, and then go to New York.
I think people go to Florida because the weather is so nice, dude. I totally see that.
Yeah. No, when you're older, you don't want to deal with the cold.
No.
It's just hard.
You don't.
Yeah.
Florida, though? Florida has humidity.
Yeah. At the same time,
how's that any better?
Yeah, I don't know how that's better. I mean, if you're gonna be living by yourself and you gotta go outside all the time to buy food and groceries, you're probably better off further down south, right? Because you gotta step
Arizona?
Arizona's really hot.
Yeah, it's really hot. Yeah.
I mean, anywhere south, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
But if you got family to take care of you, if you're a senior citizen, I mean, if you might be better off, living in with your environment you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
Like, you might be better off in Chicago, but if you gotta go out grocery shopping, like, during the winter, a few times a week, then, maybe just go further down south a little bit,
I mean, things have changed, though. You can now order everything on your app.
Yeah, you can, but it's not, you can't grab the stuff that you want, right? You go to a grocery store, you want to grab the piece that feels right.
Is that the old school way, though?
That is the old school way, but it's also the right way, right? I mean, like, the delivery driver, half the shit that he picks might not be edible.
I don't know. I've never done it, to be honest. So I don't know.
I don't either. Why don't you do it? Because you got to pay the shipping. You got to pay
I'm not doing it. I can go to the store and get it myself.
Yeah, I know, but even if you can't, it's not like it's affordable. I mean, like, people are with Social Security. It's not going to have a lot of money.
Expensive.
It's expensive. Yeah. It's kind of a luxury for a lot of people.
Is.
You can do it once in a while, but
I think it's a luxury right now.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten to that bottom price where it's actually, makes sense to order online.
Yeah. I mean, like shopping on Amazon might be cheaper than going to the store, sometimes. But grocery shopping, I don't know. I don't believe. I mean, plus at the same time, like, well, what will they do to it? You know what I mean? I mean, most people that'll grab the stuff are trustworthy, but you just never know. But if you can, you want to go out there and grab it yourself.
I like that. I think it's nice when you get stuff for yourself, like produce wise.
Yeah.
Because produce is like so. There's such a thing as ugly produce. So there's like a company, they sell you produce that's ugly, and that's why it's cheap. It's cheaper than the regular produce because it's got deformities or things like that. It's like so this is what I understand. A grocery store, right? They get a box of potatoes, and 10 of these potatoes, 10 of the 100 potatoes, they look wrong. You know what I'm saying? They look deformed or something's going on. So they separate those 10 potatoes, and this company, what they do is they take those 10 potatoes and they sell them at a cheaper price, just because they look funny. And that's the company. So it's cheap produce, but it's not the best looking produce, but it's it is what it is. I like it.
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting concepts.
Oh.
Now what I can use right now, man, it's another drink.
I'll get you another drink.